You to Shea Stadium, Peoria, Illinois. Just Shea Stadium. I'm Cody Roskin, Thomas Minke with me here as we are just inside the second. Two teams, obviously not a lot between them in the table.
Coming in 1-0-2, as same as Peoria. Fourth position. Two teams looking to make a push.
This is Leah Crotty. Is easily hauled in.
From Crotty, you know, the bad conditions with the weather. A clean catch.
That was Natalie Allison. Both these teams coming with the exact same record. Tries. Side. Exactly even for that reason. 3 points in the table. FC Pride, who are tied atop the table. Long as a goal kick to Allison.
Yeah, Peoria City. I always saw early on with technical difficulty. We saw that on the right side. Inside and out or outside and in?
So far, it's been damage via the wing. A lot of their midfielders have even been able to pick up some of the take advantage from distance. Ball played. McMurtry. City has it taken away.
Yeah, just a tough spot for Hayashi.
This will be a goal kick coming up for Peyton Rhodes. Big push forward here from Tobin. Tobin trying to lay it in behind. That one with a little too much on it. Allison played it with her hands, and now she's got to make the adjustment.
Yeah, one thing to note early on, Peoria City has really found their athleticism and speed advantage. As we talked about, not much of a history. Figure each other out early on, and Peoria City has done that with their speed.
Good goal kick here from Allison. Crowdy trying to play it in the midfield for Peoria City. She's able to spin out of traffic. This is what she does best, dishing it off to Mayock. Played down that right side. Big run. Inside on the doorstep. Just unable to take advantage that time, Thomas, but an encouraging opening sign for Peoria City.
Yeah, again, continue to hammer your opportunities. The more swing at the bats, the more RBIs opportunities you're going to have.
Peoria City now in transition. They try to hunt it out.
Missouri Reign really comfortable on the ball, moving it, using the give and goes.
Courtney Tucker not happy with her effort on that one as it's a heavy touch leading to an off-target pass. Peoria City's done well this season, building from the back. It hasn't always been their preferred direction to go for attack, but when they've had to, they've been able to quickly get it to the midfield and watch them drive forward, create space. Murphy, touch and go.
It's a good battle from Peoria City in the middle. Once you lose it, that midfield has to get right back on the ball to eliminate any counter.
Big ball over the top. And this will belong to Rhodes on the goal kick.
Good recovery from the Peoria City defense. With a wet condition, your center backs and outside to be mistakes from your midfield and players in front of you. Really helps your pressure cover tactic.
That was the Dekian on the defensive effort. That left center back for Peoria City, trying to wall off and essentially prevent a Reign player from coming onto it. Ball laid a little too overcooked. Trying to get to that left foot once more, instead laying it off.
Yeah, good composure from not taking too much time on the ball, not too many touches.
Here's Murphy. Murphy does well in traffic. She'll accelerate. Time to turn and burn for Murphy as she connects right to Allison.
Murphy, a lot of speed up front. Really tough to deal with, especially with how fast that ball is moving.
Yeah, she's but she does well in space, like you said, Thomas. She does a really good job of, one, holding the ball, waiting for reinforcements, but she also does a really good job of pivoting and trying to create for herself. Cordray laying it off. The advance up that. Mayock trying to chip it ahead, trying to run this one down. Looks to be Sutter. Opportunity for Peoria City getting in on goal, and it looks like it's ricocheted off the post, and that may have gone over the right side of that lower part of the metal apparatus around the net.
A little confusion there with the refs and Allison.
Ball sailing, header ball won by Tobin. Now Murphy trying to be first to seconds. Murphy turns and she's fouled.
Yeah, not a bad foul there, though, from Ozzy. Counter tactical foul there to slow things down and reset the play.
This will be the first set piece of the night for Peoria City on the free kick. The Dekian. Ball swung over the top. Murphy may have been fouled again on the pull down. Instead, a fair effort on that one.
Yeah, surprised no call in the middle. Looked like Murphy was taken down by the arm. Refs letting them play here early on.
This will be a Allison distribution. Sutter trying to match outside. Mayock does well to tackle in, but a little too physical, not really a play there to be had, and that will be a foul on Mayock.
Yeah, Mayock really just flying around on the attacking half, trying to make something happen. Definitely stepped on an ankle or a foot.
Well, in these conditions, Thomas, as a former player yourself, I'm sure you will attest to the rainy conditions. It never makes anything look too pretty, especially when the amount of physicality we'll probably see tonight.
Yeah, and that's honestly a key point for both teams. You really have to just adapt and honestly embrace mucking it up in the game. You saw Peoria City really just using the through ball. That's going to be on with the ball slippery. It's going to move fast.
And nearly another foul in the rain. Saw our field official just getting ready to blow her whistle, perhaps, instead allowing play to resume. Just north of the 18. Shot on the way is blocked. Murphy. Tobin trying to do her best to wall off.
Great composure out of the back for Peoria City, especially with Tobin.
Tobin does a nice ball forward. Trying to get it to Klaus, and instead it'll be a City throw-in.
Own corner, able to use the 1-2 give and go.
Murphy sails that one into the pines, and Allison looking at her back line like, hey, how did she have that much space? And it is maybe maybe to the average viewer at home, they're asking, why are you putting on that kind of a shot this early in the contest? Early in the year, Peoria City kissed about 6 of those off the crossbar, so they poor shots from their point of view. They view that as, 1, we're going to generate probably a shot on goal, and 2, if it's free from the keeper, we're going to have bodies flying in on the rebound.
The press Peoria City is putting on is impressive. They're using a man-to-man, but are really just flying around everywhere.
Well here, she'll chip some service in, trying to find it to Klaus. And now the Reign can have it in the counter. Cutting back inside is Tucker. Ball falling to the feet of the Reign, and really nobody there to clean it up. Tucker again. Again, played up this near side. Ball falls to Murphy. Murphy in space. Accelerates, has Sutter there with her. Right. Puts on the shot. Back door, and there's goal number 1. Peoria City seemed to have it, but it appears we will have offsides.
Yeah, found her on the back post. A great chip ball, though. Just unlucky. A little too late. Caught her off sides. And you have to be happy with the amount of opportunities you're getting here early on, but at some point you do have to put one in the back of the net.
Well, they've had their chances early already. That time it looked like Sutter was going to get on the end of one, played it over to Murphy, and she was able to get the initial effort, but here's another one for Mayock. Driving. There's Allison again. Again, ball over the top. Coming up a little gingerly for the Reign was Hawkins. Klaus laying it off for Peoria City.
The back of her ankle.
Peyton Rhodes.
Missouri Reign really late on the check-ins.
Not late for a chance here. All over the top from Hawkins. Ball played through the middle. Mayock leaving it again for Sutter. Sutter running onto this one. Throw in.
And the short long for Peoria City is going to be available all game. Missouri Reign, their back line really late to check in onto the forwards and wingers. Look to take advantage of the short.
Once more with City on that far side, as we will have our first sub being made, as Klaus getting some instruction here on the near side. All chipped in again, nobody really there for City. Reign thought they had the header, instead it's right back to City. Ball played in front door. Left on the doorstep. And there they finally have that first goal. Flag stays down. City with the 1-0 lead.
The second effort We've said that coming into this game, the 50-50 balls are crucial, and we saw that there for the first goal.
So Peoria City takes that 1-0 advantage that they've had many times here at home this season. Wait for the official crediting on the goal scoring sequence for our assists and goal scorers once we get them to you. For the time being, City out in front 1-0, and again with the press. Emily Tobin. And this will belong to the Reign.
23, Emily Murphy, assisted by number 18, Erica Wells. Goal scored in the 18th minute.
So the unofficial scoring goes Murphy from Wells as Rhodes able to jump onto that one in the 18th minute. And we talked about Murphy's activity early on in this contest. She was rewarded with the Johnny on the spot goal. Crotty dispossessed, now coming back the other way come the Reign. And so far in the early going, they've just kind of lacked that last execution.
And you got to give credit to Peoria City's back line. I mean, a lot of pokeaways, a lot of composure on the ball in the back corner where they get stuck.
Trying to get it back outside, and again, Crotty will be on it. Cutting inside is Tobin. Tobin's got options. Tobin still moving. Tobin puts one on, and that's all too easy for Allison.
And she's having her way on that left side, both offensively and defensively. There's been not much of a matchup for her causing any trouble.
Say all too easy for Allison, but in these conditions, anything can happen on those low line drives. Takes a bad hop or comes off your gloves weird. Could spell trouble. Back in front of goal. That one's stabbed away. It'll be a City corner along the far side.
And these set pieces, like you mentioned, it's tough for Allison in these conditions. I mean, set pieces are crucial in the game of soccer. You never want to give up one. You don't want to waste your opportunity if you're Peoria City with a corner.
An out-swinging ball towards that front post. Ball still free. It'll be tracked down by City and Emily Murphy. Over to Mayock deep in the final third. Again, Murphy and Mayock. This one will go out off of the Reign and will stay with Peoria City. Mayock trying to navigate through. She has it taken away. And in these wet conditions, Thomas, how does that kind of affect the ball? Obviously, the wet grass doesn't provide a ton of resistance, so a little tougher to kind of judge how much to put on a pass or a shot.
The weight of a pass, I mean, that's where it comes down to. A lot of fundamentals come into play. That ball's going to be moving pretty fast, a lot quicker than normal.
City's still on the ball here in a threatening space. Press for Peoria City giving Missouri Reign all sorts of troubles here. Able to get it to Erica Wells. Wells driving on. Wells outside to Tobin. Tobin chips it back inside toward the back post. Still free. Shot line back in, and it's wide.
It's kind of been the story so far. Peoria City have basically done everything right in the final third. Just can't find that goal-scoring opportunity.
It'll be Allison on the goal kick. Again, that one just going wide for Peoria City. They've put on a number of quality attempts here in the opening minutes. As we are now to the 21st, almost 22nd minute here in the first half.
Peoria City fans, the Ducks on Farmington Road duck call just was called now. That means now is the time you could win. From the 20th to the 30th minute of each home game, Peoria City scores. Everyone in attendance will receive will win 1/3 pound battered chicken fingers with a sauce from Ducks on Farmington Road. Dine in only with the purchase of a drink required.
Another throw-in coming for the Missouri Reign. Courtney Tucker will have this. The forward from Drury College. Crotty will send it out, and this will be essentially a mock corner for Missouri Reign with how far in they will have this. Play back outside for Tucker. Tucker laying it off. Now inside the 18. Crotty.
Great battle from Murphy.
You've touched on it a few times, Thomas. Murphy just so quick to, one, press the ball, and you don't necessarily see a ton of either center forwards or strikers really try to work that hard on the defensive side.
Yeah, and it's trickled down to the whole press in general. Your defensive press, like Peoria City's, a high-flying scramble around mentality. It starts with your center forward. If your center forward or striker is not flying around at the center backs or battling, it's going to trickle down to the rest of your team. Has been a key leader on the defensive side.
Tobin nearly was able to dance her way out of trouble. Instead, it belongs to Missouri Reign. Again, both these teams come into tonight's contest 1-2 in division play with 3 points each in the table. Both wins over Junction FC. As that one pushed out of play by Dedekian.
Yeah, Missouri Reign, no long throws, so easy to adjust.
Tucker will have the throw-in once more. So just on the 18-yard border. Wells laying it outside for Mayock. She's orchestrating Sutter to get on her horse.
Yeah, find Murphy back post.
Has a couple options. Sutter driving in, drawing two, putting it on, and it's still free in front of goal. Allison spins on top of it. There may be a few members of the Reign down on that one. That was an awkward kind of combination there as Yasmin Baird-Watson collided with Natalie Allison. As that ball wasn't controlled by Allison on that initial cross in.
And that speaks to the point. Any ball in the box is a dangerous ball. Good job by Sutter. Would have liked to play that earlier to Wells back, or Murphy back post. But again, anytime you can find the ball inside the box, it's going to be a dangerous opportunity.
Allison gets us back underway. Here's Wells. Erica Wells does well to continue to charge on. Wells like a bull, just continuing to ramble through the left side of play. Put back outside for Tobin. Tobin crosses back in. Tobin towards that middle area of the 18. That was almost put right on top of the penalty marker. Callie McCurdy. This one will stay for the time being with the Reign as we have perhaps a stoppage here as McMurdy was a little banged up on that run. As we'll have a few subs coming in for the Missouri Reign. Peyton Beam will check in for Madeline Szymanski and Hannah Szymanski.
Yeah, the Reign looking to shake things up on that left side. Excuse me, their right side, Peoria City's left side, which has been a huge advantage to City all game.
Holland Hawkins had it poked free, but still finds its way to a teammate. Mayock trying to put up a temporary resistance. Ball played outside once more. One of the few times they've tried it down the left side. And that will stick with the Reign. Joust for the ball. Mayock's in there, hard tackle in, right on the edge of the penalty area. still with the Missouri Reign. And they will have a foul going against the Missouri Reign. So, Thomas, that time you see kind of a little bit of both, right? You see the want to get out and go for Peoria City, but still enough of the defense back there to make a stand.
Yeah, and they're showing they can defend without fouling. A big tackle around your 18-yard box from Mayock. Able to get in there and put a play on the ball. It's a pretty dangerous tackle anytime you get near your 18-yard box or inside.
Tobin been a frequent recipient to kickstart the offense here in this one. Here's Murphy. Bit of a tough touch initially to handle. Initial effort there, good from the Reign to try and jostle it free from Baird Watson. And we'll have a quick stoppage. We have another substitute coming into the match. And we'll have another Missouri Reign sub coming in. We'll see who's the move is for. As soon as we can get that relayed over to you. Again, now Murphy now, top of the 18. Murphy with that left foot, tries it backside, nearly falls to Mayock. Wells right on top of it. Erica Wells from distance. There's been a few of those. Again, those are shots Peoria City's okay taking. They want essentially Allison to have the ball as much as possible because that means none of the field players really do, and that allows them to get up right and tight with the press.
I think you've seen it. It's been hammered home pregame to take shots early and often.
Thomas, kind of from a player's point of view, what are those benefits from this press? Like, obviously it leaves you susceptible at the back, but it gives you a lot of options in the forward game.
And the funny thing is, throughout my whole playing career, this is exact same type of press we always ran down at Illinois College. I mean, it's just chaos, and it brings havoc. It's tough to control and be organized as an opponent. I mean, when you're facing several defenders as a pressure cover scrambling, I mean, once you beat one defender, you almost have to assume another defender's running at you.
Mayock able to get a foot onto that one. Tobin there to cut it off. Dedecki in there.
Can almost compare it to like a full court press in basketball.
When we talked to Mike Pay during the men's season last year, and we asked, well, just what's the philosophy of, having this press? It's like his mantra was, it's a lot harder to obviously dribble the ball forward with the man in your face than it is without. And so he's like, why wouldn't we put one there? And kind of the same feel here with Peoria City on the women's side. They are so effective, and we saw even them give trouble to the KC Current 2, the developmental team for the Kansas City Current, who are obviously a few leagues above, and it worked dividends there as well.
And you never let your opponent settle down. I mean, it eliminates all the building out of the back mentality that a lot of teams do, really just to settle things down, settle the game down. I mean, it eliminates all the composure on the ball.
Ball across this near-sided touchline. It will belong to Peoria City. Murphy will have a quick spell. She has been active and records the lone goal so far in this one.
A much-deserved break from Murphy. Obviously, you noted the goal, but really defensively, we spoke on it. The leading charge of that press.
Seymour is the one to relieve her, as Crotty facing a little bit of pressure here from the Missouri Reign. "31st minute here in half number one, still 1-0. As an 18th minute goal by Emily Murphy. Currently has the scoreline standing where it is. Erica Wells really trying to call for attention and get one played over the top. Crotty tried it. It's undercut by just a bit. Along this left side, Tobin is offsides.
Yeah, good idea. Had the ball a lot in your own half. Really just want to take a chance, get the ball up there in the corner, pin him down and see what happens.
Ball straight to the feet of Crotty. Trying to switch the play here just a bit. Bree Cordray. Haven't said her name a ton tonight, partially because they've, in large part, avoided the left-hand side of the attack for Missouri Reign. They've only gone there once in the opening 30-odd minutes.
Yeah, they've really dominated the Reign's right back and right winger.
7-on-7 here from Crotty and Hannah Shylansky.
And Crotty's been an impressive vocal leader in the midfield. As a midfielder, you have to be organized. You kind of have to organize your whole entire team together, and has really done a great job.
Ball played in the back for Courtney Tucker. She's now flipped sides of the field, with Shylansky taking now the right-hand side of the Reign attack. Ball won immediately by Peoria City. This is what they do best. Again, if this is your first game tuning in and watching, one, welcome, but two, Peoria City, by and large part, doesn't allow a ton of possession in their own half due to this press. Lily Sutter trying to cross back in. Able to get it there, Seymour, and it just came off her foot wrong.
Yeah, a little bobble in the box. Must have hit a divot. Came up weird. Definitely wishing she had that one back.
Again, these wet conditions. It's been raining for the greater part of a few days here in Peoria, as it is that time of the year here in the Midwest. Mayock, one touch on with it, couldn't get it played ahead to Sutter.
Great recovery from Bucher. Lost the ball. Instantly won it back for her team.
Trying once more down the right-hand side. Here, Crotty able to cut it out from Bucher. Now here's Seymour. Seymour tries to lay it through.
Yeah, jumped the gun on that one, trying to get the give and go down the line. Probably should have checked down and held on to it. Probably had the time to turn.
Here's Tobin trying to work that defensive one-on-one, and nearly comes away with the win. Again, first half flying by here at Shea Stadium in Peoria, Illinois. Just about 10 minutes and change to go before we hit stoppage time in the first half. The little amount that there will be. Again, no bookings, only the one goal to really take into account here in half number one. A couple of subs, so couldn't be more than a minute or two. We'll have some more subs coming in for the Missouri Reign, as it'll be Kayla Jungerman, the midfielder from Rockhurst.
Kayla Jungerman.
And looks like Joya Ozzy's day will have a quick breather put in it. Mayock trying to go one-on-one, and there is an obvious foul, but the question is on who?
So there's a lot of grabbing and holding from both players there.
I feel like that one definitely warranted to be called, and I think you, frankly, Thomas, could have had that on either one of the two.
Yeah, you probably got to flip the coin, and whichever it landed on, that's the foul. Referee gave it to the Reign. A big set piece.
High, arcing, dangerous bouncing ball into the box. Falling to the feet of the Reign. Trying to turn and put a shot on. Shylansky. And it will stick with the Reign. Beam, quick throw in. Seymour nearly picks her pocket. Baird Watson. And a basket-style catch made by Rhodes. Here's Bree Cordray.
Yeah, and City's showing the versatility of their offense. They can build out of the back. They love the through balls we saw down the left field line right there. But they're really showing their versatility. Can build out of the back, can move it, can give and go, 1-2. They also love the through ball.
All dispossessed and one back by Jungerman. Courtney Tucker now. Trying to chip it ahead, and that one never really had a solid chance to go through. City's quick throw. Maria Crotty. A lot of space here for Peoria City to operate. Trying to get it back outside to Wells. Has to retreat just a few steps. Wells laid through to Seymour. Seymour lines it on top of the 6. And those are the ones that kind of make you hold your breath, right, Thomas, as a goalkeeper or a member of the back line, because obviously you're very focused on putting pressure on the ball without fouling, but as soon as that ball makes you turn your head just a bit, you're worried somebody could be running onto it.
Yeah, especially when that ball comes backwards to the top of the 6 as Seymour was deep next to the goal line. It's kind of hard as a defender to not accidentally tap it in yourself.
And ball overemphasized from the rain. A throw-in coming from Emily Tobin. Tobin, one of the many Illinois natives on this team. She hails from Tinley Park, more towards the Chicago Joliet kind of area. Crotty laying it in behind, chance to beat the keeper, does, playing it through, and there's goal number 2. Peoria City was not done in half number 1.
The creativity on that diagonal run. Didn't run straight forward down the line, cut across the back line, freed her up, and a nice cut, composure goal.
Again, another solid sequence from City in this first half. They just continue to be smart and practical on the ball here in the opening 45 minutes, and they've continued to put pressure on this Missouri Reign side that is coming off a win against Junction FC as Joella Livingston is getting ready to check into the contest for Peoria City, who started a handful of games this season. As the rain get us ready to get going again. So 2-0. As Peoria City continues to move on.
Peoria City goal scored by number 4, Yerdan Padilla. Assisted by number 7, Leah Crotty.
So the official scoring goals as a goal by Yerdan Padilla from Leah Crotty.
Attention fans with Brian Cordray and Lori
Crotty trying to create another chance. And Allison will be all too quick to it.
These are a big last 5 minutes for Reign, just trying to find something on the offensive end. Really haven't had many opportunities with clean shots on goal. Would like them to find something going into halftime.
And that's a hard foul. Mayock is no stranger to the physicality in this division thus far. One, she generates a lot of it with her aggressive style of play, which endures a lot of her teammates. She is very adamant about getting forward and creating chances. Obviously, Junction FC match comes to mind. She was also very strong on the ball and away from the ball in the KC Current 2 match. Able to draw the ire of the Reign there on this free kick. Ball in front of goal, Seymour saved off the line by Allison. What a save by her.
What a volley from Seymour, who's gave great minutes up front for Murphy, giving her a break. But again, like you said, impressive save from Allison.
It was well hit by Seymour, just couldn't quite get it there quick enough, allowed just enough time for Allison to get on it. But that's now the second one this season that Seymour's had at home. Really steered away from a quality keeper. They crowd her here, ball in, still free. Trying to play it up the line. Erica Wells will be first to it for Peoria City as we go in just about the 43rd minute here in half number 1. Ball rolls right to Tobin.
Again, fans with Brian Cordray and Lori Dedekian, please report to the merchandise stands.
Jordan Padilla. AJ Mayock. And Mayock again on the receiving end of it, and she is furious.
I believe those are the same two we saw battling it down there. We got to flip the coin for a foul. Referee's going to give a little talk.
That's some of the passion that really fires up her teammates. AJ Mayock, the midfielder from University of Illinois, as well as Round Rock, Texas, as her hometown. Illini trying to get some repetition here this summer as her free kick. Dangerous spot for Seymour! And that'll be offsides.
Yeah, it was either offsides or a foul as she took down her defender with the off arm.
I couldn't quite make it out from this angle. For those at home, we were working once more for the second game in a row from inside the press box, so the slots in the windows sometimes cut off just a bit of the play. So you have actually at home a better view than we do here at the press box. All plucked away by the rain once more, trying to play it up the near channel. Madeline Shylansky goes down. Ball still free. City has it. Outside to Wells. Here's Erica Wells. Walled off by Beam, and that will be to the rain.
That ball definitely slipped out of her hand on that throw-in from Beam.
Less than a minute left in this first half before we hit stoppage time. Just the 2 goals, no bookings so far in this first half, but still a chance for the Rain to perhaps generate something in the half. As long as there's time on that clock, you'll have at least a chance or 2. Possession nearly earned away by Peoria City. We'll stick with Peoria City as they do generate the takeaway. Quick throw in. Here's Wells. Wells, heavy touch. It's been relayed to us that we will have an additional 2 minutes added on for stoppage time here in half number 1.
Referees determined it will be approximately 2
Ball
minutes.
takes a poor ricochet. Somehow falls right to Wells, and I think it might have gone just off of her thigh initially. And Wells, with a hard effort in to keep possession, took a piece of Allison with her. And that will be our first booking.
Yeah, and an expected yellow card for Wells.
So Wells earns the yellow here in essentially right on the edge of the 45th.
I'm honestly shocked she went for that slide.
Again, what conditions? There's no guarantee Allison catches that, but yes, I'm with you. That it was, in my mind, a little more on the side of reckless, but again, that's kind of the mindset for Peoria City, is not reckless, but they're going at everything with a purpose, and hopefully everything's okay for Allison, as again, that was a really, really tough collision to see. Looked like Wells got up okay, but Allison was immediately down in pain, and
Yeah, not sure where she even got hit at. I want to say it was the head or the chest area.
So as Allison gets tended to, we want to take this time just to remind you about some of these sponsors that make this broadcast and others in the future possible. First, for Ducks, down on Farmington. I want to give the great people at Ducks a quick shout out. We've been down there the last handful of weekends with our jobs here at Peoria City, and they've done nothing but serve us great food, great hospitality. Highly encourage a quick trip down to Ducks, as well as Green Chevrolet in their many locations. Check out the one on Knoxville if you're in the market for a new or a used car, and make sure you tell them that Clutch Sports Media sent you. Still getting back to the action here at Shea Stadium in Peoria, Illinois. Cody Roskin and Thomas Menke here with you as Peoria City leads 2-0 over the visiting Missouri Reign. We'll give you a quick rundown of the scoring so far. In the 18th minute, a goal by Emily Murphy, assisted from Erica Wells, got us going. And then another in the 40th by Jordan Padilla, assisted from Crotty, has this game at 2-0. And this may require a moment here where it appears as the officials rolling in. Just want to again remind people of some of the conditions we're working in here tonight. As you take a quick look at the Doppler, we will have a storm front moving in here, and it is effectively on top of us, but we will be showered with rain all night. And so I want to thank those, obviously, that made the trip out to Shea Stadium tonight, as well as those of you watching at home. But both teams now being called away from the field of play as the Missouri Reign have huddled just above their 18, and Peoria City making their way all the way back to the bench. And Allison, obviously not in a lot of pain. Obviously, we will not speculate on it, but again, if you're just tuning in, a really tough collision to watch from two hard-playing players. Again, Allison in goal, trying to come up and field a ball over the top. Was collided into by Erica Wells of Peoria City, who was awarded a yellow for that challenge. And Thomas, again, just hoping everything's okay and that she's going to be okay. I can be able to get off the field under her own power.
Yeah, and a dangerous play. Obviously, sports, anything can happen. But, again, she definitely deserves this much-needed time away, being tended to by the trainers. Again, Wells, a really dangerous tackle as she's able to get up on her feet with the help of her trainers and coaching staff.
Just taking another moment, and you can't really blame her. We should mention that the reserve keeper for Missouri Reign is Maria Melendez, and she is trotting around, getting warmed up, getting ready to check in, and she will now make her entrance. And so again, an unfortunate way to go for Natalie Allison, although she surrendered 2 goals tonight, was playing very well. As Mark Colston, the athletic trainer on site tonight.
This is a tough spot for Melendez. Really didn't have much time to warm up. Wasn't expecting to be put in here, at least in this first half. Kind of really being thrown into the fire here, down 2-0.
I'm curious to see how this affects our stoppage time, as that was by far the lengthiest stoppage we've had in what was a very free-flowing first half, as Melendez showing to push the team upfield. One of the few misplayed opportunities tonight by Crotty. Again, 2 minutes of stoppage time was what was originally going to be added back on. And understandably so. Perhaps just a couple more seconds or a minute perhaps to be put back on after that last stoppage. Hard run through by Jordan Padilla, and she takes one in an unfortunate location.
Honestly surprised there's no stoppage for a head injury.
That was not a, again, clean look as Padilla is down and in pain. But Peoria City continues to play on. Here's Seymour. Seymour retreats, and she's fouled. All sorts of tough collisions around the field right now.
Yeah, bodies are flying. The intensity has raised. Gonna need an extra moment from Padilla. Looked like she took that one straight to the face.
Yeah, it was definitely around the head neck area, and so hopefully everything's okay. Perhaps just, again, anything like that is definitely cause for worry. And been a point of emphasis, obviously, in the high school game as well to kind of limit those things. If there's ever a head or neck injury, they have to take a second to get it looked at. And Pierce Padilla is okay. She is up and still in the field of play. But then followed by another tough foul along that far side of play. Seymour and company were in an exchange. Now A.J. Mayock will have a chance to put another one into the blender. Mayock chips it in. Ball still free, falls to City, and there's a third. It was a beautiful ball into the box from Mayock, and it was all Missouri Rain could do to try and just keep it organized.
And great job from Seymour by keeping that ball alive. Kind of took an awkward touch off her foot, but it lands into the right hands.
Peoria City was not done indeed, as in the now call it 45 plus 2, so essentially the 47th minute in the first half. City able to claim a third goal. As Emily Tobin will have the throw in for Peoria City.
And that's the perfect way to cut any potential momentum boost for the Rain going into halftime by getting that third goal. Not necessarily shutting the water off entirely as we have another half to play, but making it much more difficult.
Assisted by number 25, Anaya Seymour.
And there will be the first half action coming to a close. Peoria City 3, Missouri Rain 0, as Leah Crotty scores the third goal of the half. Assist accredited to Seymour in stoppage time here in half number 1. We're going to step aside for a short break. We'll be back to break it down here as we get set for our halftime intermission. You're watching WPSL Soccer.
Peoria, Illinois, where an afternoon together opens up a world of adventure, and every splash becomes a shared adventure, where imagination runs as big as the machines themselves, proving that wonder comes in all sizes.
Whoa!
In Peoria, every adventure begins with just one step, and every doorway leads to discovery.
If you want to improve your game, contact the Yard to book a batting cage or field today.
Is your business surrounded by success?
Ours is.
Absolutely. 100% yes.
Knowing your company is surrounded by the best in the business is a great feeling. And that's the feeling you'll have working with PIP.
They manage our direct mail campaigns.
They produce all of our signage. They print our marketing materials.
For marketing, signs, and print, surround your business with more than 50 years of success. PIP.
Here's another home improvement insight from Custom Bath Solutions. Most bathroom remodels happen for two reasons: to keep up with style trends or to keep up with your changing family. We can take today's neutral trends and pops of color and pair them with 2-day tub-to-shower conversions, a spa-like oasis, or a no-barrier shower with grab bars as your family needs. Get started today and save 10%. Call 309-699-1100, click on CustomBathroomSolutions.com, or visit the Prairie Home Alliance showroom in Washington.
At Auto House of Peoria, we pride ourselves in delivering the best ownership experience in Central Illinois. From newly redesigned state-of-the-art facilities to community involvement right here at home, Auto House of Peoria strives to be your premier auto destination. Shop online at AutoHouseOfPeoria.com today.
Peoria, Illinois, where an afternoon together opens up a world of adventure, and every splash becomes a shared adventure, where imagination runs as big as the machines themselves, proving that wonder comes in all sizes.
Whoa!
In Peoria, every adventure begins with just one step, and every doorway leads to discovery.
If you want to improve your game, contact the Yard to book a batting cage or field today.
Here's another home improvement insight from Custom Bath Solutions. Most bathroom remodels happen for two reasons: to keep up with style trends or to keep up with your changing family. We can take today's neutral trends and pops of color and pair them with 2-day tub-to-shower conversions, a spa-like oasis, or a no-barrier shower with grab bars as your family needs. Get started today and save 10%. Call 309-699-1100, click on CustomBathroomSolutions.com, or visit the Prairie Home Alliance showroom in Washington.
Welcome back to Shea Stadium here in Peoria, Illinois, as it's 3-0 at the half as Peoria City leads the visiting Missouri Reign. We want to take this moment just to thank some of our sponsors that make this broadcast and others in the future possible. First for Ducks down on Farmington. Again, want to give them another shout out. Did a great job servicing us the last few weeks when we've gone down, gotten some great food, great service. Please make a trip on down to Ducks on Farm. Also, Green Chevrolet and their many locations. Please check out the location out on Knoxville. If you're in the market for a new or used car, Green Chevrolet makes making that next purchase very easy. Please tell them Clutch Sports Media sent you. Thomas, as we break down kind of that first half of action, there was a lot to really kind of cram into about the last 15 minutes of play thereafter. It was silent for about the first 20 minutes, but 3 goals, all by 3 different players. You'll take that if you're Peoria City.
Yeah, especially they've shown their versatility on the offensive side of the ball. I mean, they started out hammering that through ball down the wings, but then they kind of settled down and started playing more of a 1-2 touch-and-go type of an offense, building it out of the back. So I kind of really like to see how they're using their versatility. It makes them just unpredictable on the offensive side of the ball.
We'll go ahead and break down that scoring run for you once more. Murphy from Wells in the 18th, Padilla from Crotty in the 40th, and Leah Crotty from Seymour in stoppage time in half number 1 is how it officially runs for Peoria City. Also want to take a quick moment to break down some of the division standings here in the Gateway Division. Lufuse Athletic and FC Pride currently lead the way at 3-0-1. Lufuse with a strong run of play, at least, and they're currently plus 10 in goal differential. In the middle of the pack, it's the matchup we have tonight. Peoria City and the Missouri Reign, each at 1-2-0 on the year. Peoria City plus 2 in the goal differential. Junction FC brings up the bottom of the division at 0-4 on the year. They're looking to try and turn things around here at the midway point. Want to take this time to throw it to another quick break, and we'll be back with more at halftime here on the WPSL.
Peoria, Illinois, where an afternoon together opens up a world of adventure, and every splash becomes a shared adventure, where imagination runs as big as the machines themselves, proving that wonder comes in all sizes. In Peoria, every adventure begins with just one step, and every doorway leads to discovery.
game? Contact the Yard to book a batting cage or field today.
Here's another home improvement insight from Custom Bath Solutions. Most bathroom remodels happen for two reasons: to keep up with style trends or to keep up with your changing family. We can take today's neutral trends and pops of color and pair them with 2-day tub-to-shower conversions, a spa-like oasis, or a no-barrier shower with grab bars as your family needs. Get started today and save 10%. Call 309-699-1100, click on custombathroomsolutions.com, or visit the Prairie Home Alliance showroom in Washington.
Peoria, Illinois, where an afternoon together opens up a world of adventure, and every splash becomes a shared adventure, where imagination runs as big as the machines themselves, proving that wonder comes in all sizes.
Whoa!
In Peoria, every adventure begins with just one step, and every doorway leads to discovery.
If you want to improve your game, contact the Yard to book a batting cage or field today.
Is your business surrounded by success?
Ours is.
Absolutely. 100% yes.
Knowing your company is surrounded by the best in the business is a great feeling. And that's the feeling you'll have working with PIP.
They manage our direct mail campaigns.
They produce all of our signage. They print our marketing materials.
For marketing, signs, and print, surround your business with more than 50 years of success. PIP.
Here's another home improvement insight from Custom Bath Solutions. Most bathroom remodels happen for two reasons: to keep up with style trends or to keep up with your changing family. We can take today's neutral trends and pops of color and pair them with 2-day tub-to-shower conversions, a spa-like oasis, or a no-barrier shower with grab bars as your family needs. Get started today and save 10%. Call 309-699-1100, click on custombathroomsolutions.com, or visit the Prairie Home Alliance showroom in Washington.
At Auto House of Peoria, we pride ourselves in delivering the best ownership experience in Central Illinois. From newly redesigned state-of-the-art facilities to community involvement right here at home, Auto House of Peoria strives to be your premier auto destination. Shop online at autohouseofpeoria.com today.
Welcome back to Shea Stadium here in Peoria, Illinois, as we are just about getting ready to begin the second half action. I want to take this moment to thank some of our sponsors that make this broadcast and others like it in the future possible. First, for Ducks Down on Farmington. We've said it a few times here during the course of the game. Great food, great service. Please check out Ducks Down on Farmington. Let them know Clutch Sports Media sent you, as well as Green Chevrolet and their many locations. Please see them out on Knoxville Avenue in the local Peoria area if you're in the market for a new or used car. And make sure to tell them Clutch Sports Media sent you. They make buying that new or used car a breeze. Thomas, as we get ready to get things moving here in the second set of 45 minutes, we've got about 2:40 left on the halftime clock. We've already broken down the standings and the goals coming ahead for each of these two teams. They've got a kind of fluctuating schedule. For Peoria City, they've only got one more home game left after tonight. Opposite could be said for Missouri Rain, as they're finally going to get some home games.
Yeah, and when you're on the road, I mean, you got to take advantage when you're actually at home, and Peoria City is doing just that. With the 3-0 lead at half, they have one more home game. But like you mentioned, a lot of road games coming up. So good to see them putting the foot on the gas here at home in front of a nice crowd with a nasty weather.
Their schedule will run the rest of the way. Obviously, they're home tonight against the Missouri Rain. They will then play 3 out of their next 4 on the road, including in Champaign against Junction FC. They will visit the Missouri Rain and Lou Fuse Athletic to end the year. In between all that, they'll have a game on the 15th here against the FC Pride. For the Missouri Reign, they've only had one home game out of their first four matches, which was a 3-0 win over Junction. They will then play 4 in a row to end the year at home. 3 in a row at the end of the year at home against FC Pride, Lufuse Athletic, and Peoria City. So, again, kind of conflicting schedules, and it really bodes well for Missouri Reign to end the year at home as they try and battle for postseason positioning.
Yeah, it kind of gives you a momentum boost and kind of something to hope for as you move down the line of your schedule with the next 3 at home. Kind of have something to build off of, but this second half is huge for them. Build some momentum going into the final stretch of your schedule.
Again, current division standings in the Gateway. Lufuse Athletic and FC Pride tied with 10 points atop the table at 3-0-1. Peoria City and Missouri Reign tied in technically 3rd through 4th with 1-2-0 record, 3 points each in the table. Junction FC rounds things out in this 5-team division. Both teams have retaken the field, and we are just about ready to go here in half number 2. No immediate notable subs have been relayed up to us here in the press box. Again, we're working inside tonight, so for one of the few times this year, we don't have as great of a view as we would if we were up on top of the press box, but making do with the space that we can here from Shea Stadium.
Yeah, a little dodge and duck around these windows can make it a little challenging here in the corners of the field. And lucky for us, that's where a lot of time was spent for Peoria City down on the wings.
Missouri Reign just breaking down at half. Again, they will have a different goaltender kind of close out the first half. It appears, though, that Natalie Allison, number 0, is working her way back out into goal. So that's encouraging to see for the Missouri Reign as she was on the receiving end of a brutal collision there towards the end of the first half.
I'm just super happy for Reign, but also just Allison herself. I mean, that was a very dangerous tackle to her face. Again, really happy to see her up and moving well and able to play and start the second half.
She's definitely down clutching that lower part of her body. Jordan Padilla, again, was on the receiving end of a tough tackle. AJ Mayock's been in on a tough couple as well. So it's been a fast and physical game for Peoria City as the Reign get us started here in the second set of 45. Holland Hawkins trying to lay one through, and that one swept away by Brie Cordray.
Yeah, good clearance from Cordray. Not really trying to be too cute with it in the back. Just clear it and reset.
Quick throw in coming. That one's going to take a ricochet out for Peyton Rhodes. Rhodes kind of had a quiet first half. Not a ton for the Illini goaltender. Didn't see action last season, but that's where leagues like the WPSL come in so handy for those type of reserve players who in a Power 4 school can't get the quantity of looks. And obviously at any given time, there's only ever one goaltender, and it's tougher to kind of stay sharp in that regard.
Yeah, and these moments are great really just for building confidence, giving yourself confidence that you belong on the stage that you can then take into the fall with your school.
Jordan Padilla nearly won that header for Peoria City. Takes a ricochet off of Tobin. Here's Brie Cordray. Laying it off for Rhodes. We've mentioned Cordray's name a few times. Illinois Wesleyan defender from Leroy, Illinois. Was Wesleyan's Respect Award recipient during this last season. In this run of play, she appeared and started in all 17 games, totaled 6 points on the year with 2 goals, 2 assists. Was named team captain for the Titans.
And that stood out as somebody that they can lean on in the back line to keep everything organized and run the operation smoothly back there. With her and then Crotty just above her as a defensive center mid, both two working in a tandem to keep things organized.
Ball won back by Emily Murphy. She was a initial goal scorer in this contest, and she has her pocket picked. Shallowly laid through.
A little slower start from City. Having a tough time just staying composed under the ball.
Also just give a shout out. We were just talking with some of the staff before the contest, and they were noting just how well the WPSL 2 team did today as Brie Cordray puts one over the top. Running onto it. Running hard through, and perhaps a foul that wasn't initially called and now will be given. Had to say, that one was blatant and obvious.
Yeah, Wiley's arm just being pulled from behind. Pretty smart tactical foul given. Obviously, it's pretty close to your own goal box, but she was turning in on goal. Would have had a one-on-one with the keeper.
It'll be a Peoria City free kick. City looking for some instruction from head coach John Husak.
You're going to have the diagonal run towards that PK spot.
Line straight into the wall. Second shot put on and blocked again. Before that little sequence, we were just getting ready to touch on the WPSL 2 team. They were in action today and won 7-0 in their contest. And we were asking John Husak just how do you kind of, control, attitudes, goals, effort in those kind of matches. He's like, that's when you really judge your team and their character. And it was fitting because of the last home won result, for Peoria City. They won 7-0 against Junction FC, and he's like, that's really when you're grading attitude and effort. If you can do it when things are at their best and at their lowest, we know you're going to get it somewhere in the middle more often than not. And that WPSL 2 team putting on a great showing today is that one just off the inside part of the foot for Murphy.
And they're in a similar situation right now, up 3-0, kind of have dominated that first half, led the 12-4 shot count. But are you going to step on the foot and shut the water off early in the game?
Ball laid through. Trying to go low, having to cut back. Still with it. Somehow navigates its way out of play for a Peoria City corner. This will be along that far side.
Because for City, once you get the fourth goal here early on in the second half, the fifth one, the sixth one, the seventh one, they'll just keep on reining in. So again, wanting to strike early and to eliminate any sliver of hope the Reign might have.
It's not a large sliver, but there is still definitely time for the Missouri Reign to battle back into this. This in-swinging ball kind of catches some of that notable Shea Stadium wind coming from, again, a natural wind tunnel from the freeway interstate. I-74 running along the right side just behind Allison's box. To the opposite end where Nebraska Avenue meets Shea Stadium and all the pine trees and cover. Ball won back by Peoria City. Now they begin their advance. Perhaps a chance for the Reign if they could have gotten that out to the right-hand side. They haven't really elected to go that way much in this half, and that was their avenue of real choice in half number one.
And no formation switch up. They still are just leaving the lone striker up there for a counter opportunity. Interesting to see how far we get into this game before they switch anything up and push more numbers forward.
Free kick coming for the Reign. Baird Watson. Header ball, still free. Being poked around, and Rhodes will have it. The Reign are head coached by Dakota Aycock, the founder and head coach of Missouri Reign. He was a graduate of the University of Missouri back in 2019 and began his coaching career for Jefferson City Jays high school boys soccer. He also founded Habit, a performance private training group for collegiate soccer players that has representation, Thomas, all the way from NAIA, D2, D3, Division I NCAA, junior college. So a very wide, clientele base for them. And that's really what served as the kind of building block for the recruitment for this roster.
Yeah, and you can see just continuing to pass down what you learned. I mean, as all the best coaches do that.
And Jordan Padilla,
a little shaken up on the sideline.
Yeah, may have gotten something in her eye. She was immediately asking for a water bottle to wash it out. Appears to be okay. And again, she took a hard, unfortunate ricochet off her head and neck area in the conclusion of half number one, right before the third Peoria City goal. Trying to drive low, and too much of a flick on. It'll belong to Allison in goal. appears Allison, I thought for a moment, may not take the goal kick. Understandably so, again, with how shaken up she was at the end of that first half. Maybe not quite ready to resume that, but nevertheless, ball switched to the other end of the field and Peyton Rhodes.
And these are some of the hardest games for goalies like Peyton Rose. When your team's just dominating, you might have one or two opportunities to make a save.
Murphy, tough tackle in, dispossessed, and I have to say, fair tackle.
Yeah, great tackle there from Watson. Not fouling near your box. Gave up the corner, but completely shut off the one-on-one opportunity.
Yasmin Barrett-Watson, the defender from Southern. The Southern Jag. Doing a good job on her defensive third to try and cut that one out. It'll be a outswinging ball for Peoria City on the near-sided corner. Low liner just above the 6, and it floats right to Allison off the sharp ricochet.
She just put her hands out there and hoped it came to her. There's a lot of bodies in front of her eyes. Good save there.
Here's Bree Cordray. In it with Holland Hawkins. Missouri Reign really not bowing down much here in half number 2. They have that kind of look to them, like they could potentially make a run or two towards goal and make things interesting down the stretch. Again, Baird Watson gets in the way, and that will be a foul on Peoria City.
An unfortunate tackle from Hayashi, just trying to make a play on the ball.
You know, Yasmin Baird Watson is down. And those are always kind of the awkward tackles, right? You know you're in foul recipients. You're fouling and trying to wall off. And
yeah, just trying to shield it. It looked like she landed awkwardly on her arm.
Looks like athletic training staff will make their way out once more. So training staff from both teams coming out onto the field. Mark Colston, the typical athletic trainer for Peoria City men's and women's soccer, as well as Bradley University soccer, is the one in the jacket, and it now appears that he may have another stoppage as things are definitely not looking good for Peoria City, or excuse me, for Missouri Reign and Peoria City so far in the collisions department. I want to take a quick step aside just again to thank some of our sponsors that make this broadcast and others in the future possible. First for Ducks down on Farmington. Again, I want to give the shout out to the great folks at Ducks for all their hospitality and service as we've continued to make our patronage down there to Farmington Road and taking some of the great food and atmosphere there, as well as Green Chevrolet in their many locations. Please check them out on Knoxville Avenue if you're in the market for a new or used car. And please tell them Peoria City Soccer and Clutch Sports Media sent you. As we again get back to it here at Shea Stadium in Peoria, Illinois, they are now helping to her feet Yasmin Baird-Watson, who again took a tough collision trying to wall off an advance from Peoria City. And
yeah, just hope everything's all right. Definitely something with the arm.
And that was kind of the tough part about that fall, right? Because you're catching yourself essentially going from straight up and down to almost horizontal onto the ground, and your forearms, elbows really could take a lot of that toll.
Yeah, and like human nature, you always try to break with your wrist, even though they tell you not to.
Always kind of odd how that works, right? And in soccer, a sport where, you know, all but two players on the field can use their hands. The wrist is a commonly injured part in the game. And again, we won't speculate on the injury itself, but hoping that everything's okay for her as Allison gets ready to resume action. As Beam gets ready to check back into the contest. Here's Bree Cordray. Cordray trying to connect over the top to either Padilla, or they had a central running few players there that could have ran onto it. Instead, here come the Reign. Ball laid in behind. One of the best looks of the night for the Missouri Reign. Played that way and just wide right. Heck of a chance for Holland Hawkins.
Yeah, almost caught Rhodes way too far out to the left. Just snuck that back post.
Fair effort from Holland Hawkins, who just too much bend on it, but again, they had Rhodes caught out.
And I kind of mentioned this earlier, but as Coach Barrow always said, this is probably the hardest game for a goalie to play because you get one or two opportunities where you have to make a save, and the rest of the game you're kind of just standing around watching your team dominate.
Headed away by Crotty. Here's Mayock. And that one's a little too strong and out of play across the far touchline. Rain has effectively stopped here at Shea Stadium. Still a little drizzle just coming off the top of the press box and trees in the surrounding area, so it looks like it's still a little falling just a touch, but for the most part, the storm front has done what it was supposed to do, and we'll see off and on showers pretty much until the conclusion of the contest. Tough pressure here for the Rain at the back. It's now the second time that the Rain have gotten through on one of those long balls for just a half second. And that's got to be an encouraging sign for them and head coach Dakota Aycock.
Yeah, and they've really gone away from the short 1-2 passes, really trying to look to go long on the check down from their.
Cordray trying to get it through to Jordan Padilla. That one's intercepted. Madeline Shylansky. Shylansky still pushing on. A lot of space for her. Back inside the 18. Sputtering into the air, and that will generate a Rain corner.
And they haven't gone away. They keep pushing and keep fighting, looking for their first goal. Got a great opportunity here on a set piece.
Obviously, a goal against for Peoria City doesn't shake them too much in terms. It would be almost 30 minutes left. It'd be a far-sided corner for the Rain. Be an out-swinging ball. Off the right foot. Arcing into the mixer. Still controlled by the Rain. Blocked away. Header ball still free. And that'll be a foul against the Rain. Peoria City will have it.
Yeah, in those situations, you really just want to take one big clearance. Obviously not the greatest opportunity with the ball bouncing around. If you're City, you kind of just want to just one big clearance up the field.
He was able to get said clearance to get into the 62nd minute here in Peoria. As Peoria City looks for their second straight in-division home win. So he took down Junction FC last month 7-0. They did drop a feeder team for the Kansas City Current women's soccer team. Nice battle for the ball, won back by City. Knifing back inside. City not backing down, trying to add more onto it. Now with the temperature already dropping just a touch, it's not necessarily cool by any means outside, but you can kind of see all that. Murphy lost her footing on that last advance. Here's Bree Cordray. .309 stuck around tonight. Second straight home match they've had to endure some of the elements as it's played back through for Jordan Padilla. And Padilla is cut off, goal kick to Allison.
Yeah, I like the opportunity on the 1-2. We really haven't seen them test the wings. Get back to that a little more often.
And Allison sends it away, essentially right to the midfield line. Peyton Rhodes. Touch and go passes here for Peoria City. And that will go out for a slight redirection, but last touch by Peoria City. Joella Livingston here along the right wing for Peoria City. She came in as a sub, was a routine starter for a handful of games for Peoria City, and she has a few goals to her name in this campaign in the inaugural 2025 season in the WPSL level. Nice header by Jordan Padilla.
Yeah, and City's struggling to gain a rhythm here still. Just a lot of back and forth.
We'll have a sub getting ready to check in for the Missouri Reign. That'll be Hannah Shylonsky. Again, City trying to find a slight bit of avenue. Midfield forward. Jordan Padilla leading ahead to Joella Livingston. Padilla tries to split two. Padilla still running onto it. Padilla goes down. And it'll be a goal kick. And Joella Livingston having words with the near side AR.
Yeah, not happy with that call at all. Looked like it took off a deflection of a defender, but ref awarded the goal kick.
Yeah, I couldn't tell if she was happy with perhaps the physical play she was dealing with inside the penalty area, if she was hoping that that would have been a Peoria City corner. I guess both could be true.
Both warrant some frustration to the sideline refs.
Ball over the top. Again, Leah Crotty's been the first to a lot of these chances in the midfield off goal kicks. Jordan Padilla. It's Madeline Shylansky. Was able to win that one-on-one for the moment. Emily Murphy. Doesn't present the most speed ever at the top of the formation, but she's so effective with her routes that it makes it really hard to judge just how quick she is, and she is very quick to get to those routes.
Yeah, her and Seymour both really creative with their runs. Haven't really seen a lot of straightforwards, a lot of diagonals, a lot of check-in, check-outs, really making the center backs and the defenders as a whole work and keep them on their toes.
One back by Peoria City. Livingston, perhaps looking to get more to that left foot. Murphy, a generous spot. Had some space, but didn't really catch much of the ball, and Allison will have it easily.
Yeah, a tough angle and a tough shot, off balance, trying to make something happen for herself. Really haven't heard her name a whole lot this second half. She was super effective in the first frame. She continues to lead that press.
Trying to find some space outside, and just seems like for the most part that the wings haven't been there for the Missouri Reign. Just been tough sledding for them, and again, they've had some quality results this season as well. Tough losses, so they're very much, and it's kind of no doubt Peoria City, but they've also had some tough results. They lost 1-0 to Lou Fuse Athletic on the road, 4-2 to FC Pride. Those were both winnable games for them. And to come out of this road trip with not the most production in the world definitely provides that little bit of fire to get things done at home down the next few days.
Yeah, and a little motivation and a confidence that, hey, we just lost 1-0 to one of the top teams in our division, but we have an opportunity to get them back on our home turf.
One of the impressive things about that stretch was from game 1 to game 3, those were all played in a week. They had 3 games in 7 days. And that, I don't care what kind of level soccer, that is tough sledding. And keep in mind, those were all on the road.
Yeah, I mean, that's a lot of travel. I mean, we talk about the game, just how intense this one has been, but now you're tacking on the travel time to and from each spot. Can really make recovery tough.
So again, this game with Peoria City here tonight concludes that stretch of 3 out of 4 on the road. I misspoke there just a few seconds ago, but they did have that home game with Junction FC, but still, that means they had to play 2 on the road and then come back home and immediately play again. They finally had a few days of rest and practice between the 31st and 7th today.
Sorry to cut you off, but in that stretch, I mean, you can't really practice to work on anything because you kind of just want to take that time to rest and recover. A lot of walkthroughs, I imagine. So they haven't really had the time to, you know, correct any mistakes they've probably found in that first week.
So with some home cooking on the menu, assuming this scoreline holds and nothing too crazy happens in the next 20 area, they would be looking at a 1-3-0 start to the season with a goal differential of just -3. They came into tonight even, and they yet only 1-2 in the table. Provides a little bit of confidence for them, again, like you said, taking it to some of the top teams in that side with FC Pride and Lufuse, but that'll be a goal kick to Allison. Same thing could be said for Peoria City, though. Just as they had some tough results on the Missouri Reign side, Peoria City opened the year over in Indianapolis against FC Pride, losing 2-1. They were actually trying to battle back into that game, but a long lightning delay, almost a 2-hour lightning delay, really took the steam out of their sails. Coming out of halftime, they were down, able to tack one on from Klaus, and then just never really found their footing and rhythm after that. But then they come home, take on now the top team in the division in Lufuse, drop a heartbreaker. That game was essentially scoreless into the 75th minute. Ended up dropping that one 2-0, and then they came home, got some home cooking again with Junction FC. So they've had some battles going on, and oh, not to mention, they played a expansion side in the WPSL from Kansas City from the KC Current too. So again, tough sledding for Peoria City in the early going of their first season.
Yeah, just trying to build on momentum for the rest of the season into the next seasons as well. Just trying to take advantage of all the tough losses. They're all learning moments at the end of the day.
And 13 Lily Sutter.
So Sutter and company return back into the contest. Both these teams would still have a chance coming in tonight, still had a chance at postseason positioning, but a straight-out loss for either one of these two sides really does a number into that with only about 9, sometimes 12 points left. 10-point hole from FC Pride and Lufuse. So Peoria City at the timing will have 6 and will be just about a game and a half out, I guess, if you're a North American sports fan in terms. Soccer running wins are worth 3 points. Draws are worth 1. Losses, you don't get anything. And that will be a goal kick once more to Allison.
Yeah, and you have the opportunity to play those teams once again. I mean, that could really be – that's going to determine the standings at the end of the day if City can hold on to this 3-0 result. You take these 3 points and you go in to the final remaining games of your schedule, you have really a chance to punch your ticket to the playoffs.
And Allison has it. Here's Jordan Padilla. Along that far side, ball taken away, but nobody home. Leah Crotty in a whole vacuum of space.
And Crotty has really controlled that midfield as a defensive center mid for City. Everything has gone through her in this midfield.
Long ball over the top. Running onto it was nearly Mayock, but the Reign have it once more and trying to navigate in and out of traffic, laying on the foul for Peoria City. This will be Courtney Tucker taking the free kick for the Reign. Thomas, we've kind of touched on this in the early going of the season. Been kind of a Fort Knox, if you will, for opposing teams to come in the USL2 and now WPSL sides. So Peoria City women's side looking to warrant their second consecutive home match in division. The men haven't lost at home since last season when they took on St. Charles, and a good stop by Allison.
Sorry to cut, but that's a huge credit to the fans of the 309 and just Peoria as a whole. I mean, every soccer field's the same dimension, same type of pitch, whether it's turf or grass. It really comes down to the fans in the stadium.
A few of them making their way out tonight again. Not blessed with the best weather in the world, but again, this becoming a tough place to play for opposing teams in the WPSL. So far, Peoria City will improve to 2-1 this season on the women's side here at Shea Stadium. Driving in once more, low liner just around the 6, still free. Nobody can get on it.
Yeah, City caught themselves ball watching.
And Yordan Padilla immediately clutching around her ankle and shin. That was a tough clip that we saw pretty well from here in the booth.
Yeah, and those hurt the worst, right under your shin guard where you're supposed to be protected. Got clipped on the ankle under your shin guard.
Holland Hawkins, who had a really good attempt just a few minutes ago for the Missouri Reign, was the one getting called for that foul. Yes, that will be Joya Ozzie, number 6 for the Missouri Reign, checking back into the contest.
Reign substitution 6, Joya Ozzie.
So free kick for the Reign. For Peoria City. This one floated in right around the box. And Mayock hands over her head as she thought that one was right on the doorstep.
Yeah, Mayock's going to watch that one back over and kick herself tonight. I would have gone with the head, try to make a play at her feet. Ball slipped.
Allison trying to urge her team up the field. 75th minute here in half number 2. Dedekian with that header forward. Hannah Shylansky. Now a free ball here for the Reign. Have reinforcements if she wants them. Hawkins again. Hawkins puts one on, pushed away. What a save from Rhodes.
What a save from Rhodes, and that's the 1 to 2 saves we've been talking about that she's going to have to make in this game when you're not expecting it.
Gets a few high fives from her teammates after that effort as Rhodes holds the clean sheet still in the air. Ball whipped in towards that back post. Some members of the 305 taking a second to give an ovation to Rhodes' last effort, even though play has continued on. Crotty trying to run it down for City. Again, still tough space. They can't seem to clear it for the moment.
Oh, and City lucked out on a high kick down in their own box.
So the infraction on the Reign cost them a scoring chance as Seymour gets ready to come back into the contest. But that's the kind of thing that good teams do, right, Tom? And even though it's in a obviously in a 3-0 game, a goal surrendered here isn't the worst thing in the world, but it does give a lot of confidence back to the opposing side.
Yeah, and when you're defending your own box, it doesn't matter if it's pretty or dirty, you just got to clear it. You just got to find a way to get that ball into the other half.
Holland Hawkins has been on the receiving end of some very good looks so far in this second half. Been impressed with her play for the Missouri Reign. Just hasn't been able to find a running mate to put it into the net, but presenting a lot of chances for the Reign here in half number 2. And this will belong to the Reign.
Peoria City substitution 25, Anaya Seymour.
So Emily Murphy once more getting a bit of a breather. Her night may very well be done, and a job well done it has been for her tonight. Here's Anaya Seymour. Just checking into the contest, not afraid to make a move. Right around the 18. Shot on the way and was pulled just a touch. That seems to be the go-to move at times for Missouri Rain, immediately just trying to clutch and grab a hold as Peoria City's been able to spin out of a lot of tight spaces.
Yeah, and Seymour comes in and immediately makes an impact like we saw in the first half. Not really too worried with Murphy on the bench when you have Seymour backing her up.
And the goal kick from Allison. That's just been the deterring factor today for Missouri Rain. Anytime Allison's had the goal kick, the distribution in large part has fallen to a member of Peoria City, as we will have a foul.
It looked like Seymour just touched it a little bit with her hand. Off her thigh to her hand.
So the Rain will have it on the free kick. Nice little back flick. Trying to spin out of trouble. Padilla making life difficult. Joya Ozzie able to play it forward. Ball one-on-one towards Hawkins. It's taken away by City. Switching the play. Back outside to Klaus. Monica Klaus goes right by her. Great bit of touch from her. Still free inside the 6. Lined off the woodwork. It will be a City corner.
Yeah, it took off a deflection of Allison. Looked like Bucher might have deflected that, trying to make a clearance.
What a bit of footwork from Klauso to set up that opportunity as Jordan Padilla will make her walk. This will be an outswinging ball for her. A lot of bodies towards that back post. It's been the option of choice for Peoria City so far. Header ball right off the front post. And we'll stay with Peoria City along the far side.
That's just an unlucky header. Couldn't tell from Rain.
81st minute here in Peoria. In swinging ball. Fades a little bit towards the top of the 18, tracked down by Padilla. She's been all over the field in half number 2, essentially playing positionless.
Yeah, the right back playing in the left corner.
And Klaus nearly thought she had another one. So it'll be a goal kick to Allison. Peoria City continuing to just see how much pressure this back line of the Missouri Rain can hold here in half number 2. They've had some good runouts as well, though. Holland Hawkins working against Crotty. Crotty able to line it back inside and just overrunning it a touch. Two members of the Rain couldn't quite make contact. It's Hannah Shylonsky. Again, Missouri Rain doing a good job of those central runs off the ball. Through ball. Is nearly on for Peoria City. It's all Allison can do just to clear it. Almost good hands, though, by head coach John Husak as he tried to catch someone off the hop. Gives his
So showing his youth and athleticism down there.
Indian Hills Community College women's soccer head coach. Jordan Padilla laid through. Here's Mayock. It's cut away. Mayock, tough tackle in, and that's a foul.
We've talked about their press, their intensity. Man, do they continue to battle? It's a hard tackle after hard tackle from Peoria City's defense.
Brought up head coach John Husak. He boasts 9 years overall of collegiate coaching experience over D1 all the way down to junior college ranks. His 19-12-3 record at Indian Hills led them to their first round wins in the junior college tournament in his first 2 seasons. So no stranger to performing on the big stage at the junior college ranks and continues to improve that Indian Hills Community College spot.
And achieving that in first 2 seasons. We talked about first-time head coach for Peoria City. in their first season. Just great to see a coach who can turn around success early on in your coaching career at that school.
Some moves being made off the bench as Hayashi returns to the field of play. She was a starter to begin the contest. With about just 7 minutes to go here in the second half, she will get a little bit more work in.
And as alongside Karate, really dominated controlling the ball as the 8 in the midfield, really moving the ball well.
This one takes an unfortunate bounce for the Reign. It's essentially a 2-on-2 break on this side. Annika Klaus. Ball still finds its way to Seymour, and she's plucked. Brie Cordray. Likes to play it all the way back to Rhodes. Yeah, and she hasn't been in action a ton tonight, preserving a clean sheet along with the rest of the defense, but had a brilliant save just about 10 minutes ago when she steered away one, bending towards that upper 90. Sure the Illini back in Champaign will be all too thrilled to see that on tape come their way in the fall.
Great tackle from Cordray.
Peoria City's defense has taken very little time off in this contest. We've noted how much some of their players from the back push up in the attack as Brie Cordray, Jordan Padilla, Leah Crotty all make big advances forward from time to time. Here comes the big sweep. Laid back over the top. Header ball will be controlled by Missouri Reign.
Yeah, and if you're City, you kind of just want to avoid playing the last 6 minutes in your half, constantly defending. Obviously, time's not really a factor. 3-0 should be a comfortable win, but you just want to avoid any late mistakes, trying to keep that clean sheet.
Tough touch and a heavy pass forward, and some miscommunication there from the Reign. It will belong to Peoria City. Rhodes trying to orchestrate some way to operate out of their own half. Haven't had to do it a ton tonight. Ball forward, City on it. Continuing to navigate, and this shot was always wide.
Just trying to put the icing on the cake there. The wild shot from Sutter. But again, these last 4 minutes of your City, you just want to control the ball. Even you just want to build it out of the back, play around with it. Just don't want to be stuck in your own half, constantly defending.
Jordan Padilla trying to win that header back for City. Hayashi nearly gets it back for him. So we trickle halfway through the 87th minute here in Peoria. And Annika Klaus, as soon as put that tackle on, knew that one was a foul. And instead, it'll be a Reign free kick. This will be Danielle Bucher. Another one of the Drury products. A few yards in front of the 18. Holland Hawkins tried to get there. This will be a foul given to the Reign on Peoria City, and now a dangerous free kick opportunity for the Reign.
Yeah, it looks like Padilla just got caught on. But again, a dangerous opportunity for the Reign to get one late.
Georgia Paradolos will have this free kick for the Missouri Reign. Rhodes trying to find an avenue. It'll be a 4-wall for Peoria City, as that one had the right curl. It was just elevated too much. But those are the kind of hits you don't get very often, so in a game like this, it's the perfect time to try and give it a whirl.
Yeah, set pieces are crucial, especially in close games. Obviously, that one would have had too much effect, but going down the line in the 2-1, 1-0 losses, set pieces really come in handy.
Trying to make their move forward one more time. And that through ball will roll out of the back, just across that far touchline. So it'll be a Reign throw-in. Off the retreat from the Reign. Playing it forward. Again, options for City. Try to get to Hayashi. Holland Hawkins again. She's been very busy in half number 2. Reinforcements. Takes it right off one of the members of the back line, and that was about the one place she really couldn't afford to put that pass.
Yeah, and she had a lot of space to continue to carry it forward herself. Waited for some reinforcement instead, just a little too early on the ball.
Well done by City, though, to intervene. Again, the Reign have had good chances tonight, but just not a ton of clinical practice, I guess, in the final third, which, again, you talk to any soccer coach, it's the hardest part of the game is scoring, and sometimes it's just not your night, and tonight that's just been the case for the Missouri Reign.
Yeah, because, I mean, once you're around the 18-yard box, you're in the box. I mean, you have so many options, shoot, pass, dribble. You kind of start to panic and lose your settlement, lose composure. And that final pass is always the most difficult pass to make.
It'll be 4 minutes of stoppage time put back on the end of this half, so we will play till the 94th minute. As Peoria City will have earned win number 2 in their franchise's history on the WPSL side. Hayashi puts one on, and somehow Allison always seems to be right in front of some of those screamers.
Yeah, you're going to look at the scoreboard, 3-0. You're going to instantly think, well, Allison had a bad game, but she's made some really great saves. Has great control on the ball with both her hands and feet.
Here's Peyton Rhodes. Again, been a it was good to see the forwards and midfielders control much of the game. The back line's had some work as well, but for the most part, Rhodes' night hasn't been overly taxing.
Yeah, I'm sure she's not going to be complaining after the game with the amount of work she had to put in.
Hayashi to Seymour. Right back to her. Trying to get it in behind, Annika Klaus. Playing it in Jordan Padilla. And that will be a goal kick as we are now about halfway through stoppage time.
Yeah, and even with just 2 minutes left, City has not let up. They continue to bring the constant pressure.
That one will coast down. It'll belong to City on the throw. So John Husak will have his second win of the season here in 2025. Again, the inaugural season of the WPSL side for Peoria City in just their 4th year as a franchise. Obviously, the men's side has done very well in recent years and months. As today wasn't their day, as we watched just their game end before we took the air here. They fell in Kansas City to Sunflower State FC, who's proving to be a very good expansion side in the Great Plains Division. Already home wins over number 2 Des Moines Menace and number 1 Peoria City in the same month.
Those are some two impressive results.
So Sunflower State FC looking to be a thorn in the side of the Menace and Peoria City. Just a few days' time, they have been on the road for the great part of the early part of this season. They've played now 6 matches, only 2 of which coming at home, and still found themselves off to a 5-0 start before falling for the first time this season tonight. They will end the year playing 4 consecutive matches at home, and so that will bode well for Peoria City men's chances come the postseason. As this free kick into the wall yet again. So we'd mentioned how tight and flexible the Gateway division could be on the women's side. Men's side is equally as so in the Great Plains. The Menace, Peoria City, and Sunflower State FC all jockeying for a very wide open top 2 spots to punch their ticket to the playoffs. Still with it along that far side. Neither side making a whole heck of a lot of progress with it. It will belong to Allison as time continues to dwindle away.
Yeah, just a couple final plays here to finish it off. A great win for Peoria City, 3-0, giving them a chance for a playoff push.
So any minute now that stoppage should be coming, and there it is. Congratulations to Peoria City as they earn win number 2 of the season by the score of 3-0. Making it 2 opponents here at Shea Stadium, outscoring them on the year 10-2. Thomas, I guess as this one continues to wrap up and we put a bow on it, just give your, I guess, final last game thoughts as Peoria City begins to hit the road for a few days.
Yeah, and this is a good momentum boost, getting a win at home, going to a difficult part of your schedule on the road. I'm really impressed what I saw on both sides of the ball. Obviously, they're ignited from that press on the defensive side. Good battle from both teams. Peoria City just had the upper edge today from start to finish.
I want to take this moment to thank some of our sponsors one last time to make this broadcast and those in the future possible. First for Ducks down on Farmington. Now the game's over, please run on down to Ducks. For some great food, great service, tell them Clutch Sports Media sent you, as well as Green Chevrolet in their many locations. Check them out on Knoxville Avenue and tell them Clutch Sports Media sent you if you're in the market for a new or used car. Again, the final score here from Shea Stadium, 3-0. Peoria City claims win number 2 in 2025. Thanks for watching, and get home safely.
Peoria, Illinois, where an afternoon together opens up a world of adventure, and every splash becomes a shared adventure, where imagination runs as big as the machines themselves, proving that wonder comes in all sizes.
Whoa!
In Peoria, every adventure begins with just one step, and every doorway leads to discovery.
If you want to improve your game, contact the Yard to book a batting cage or field today.
Is your business surrounded by success?
Ours is.
Absolutely. 100% yes.
Knowing your company is surrounded by the best in the business is a great feeling. And that's the feeling you'll have working with PIP.
They manage our direct mail campaigns.
They produce all of our signage. They print our marketing materials.
For marketing, signs, and print, surround your business with more than 50 years of success. PIP.
Here's another home improvement insight from Custom Bath Solutions. Most bathroom remodels happen for two reasons: to keep up with style trends or to keep up with your changing family. We can take today's neutral trends and pops of color and pair them with 2-day tub-to-shower conversions, a spa-like oasis, or a no-barrier shower with grab scent. Call 309-699-1100, click on custombathroomsolutions.com, or visit the Prairie Home Alliance showroom in Washington.
At Auto House of Peoria, we pride ourselves in delivering the best ownership experience in Central Illinois. From newly redesigned state-of-the-art facilities to community involvement right here at home, Auto House of Peoria strives to be your premier auto destination. Shop online at autohouseofpeoria.com today.